Alright, what's up y'all, LakerFan here, as I'm about to today's video, here to showcase what happens when 3 comp pro-am players go into rec with 2 CPUs against a full 5. So, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you do, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new to noties, all good stuff, and like always, try this one to 2,000 likes. In this video, I must mention, I really do miss the fact that back in the day, they used to let you go into pro-am with 3 people, and you could play with 2 CPUs, and for that matter too, the CPUs were a lot better back then than they are now. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, these 2 CPUs right here, they were going crazy. I actually loved playing with these 2. But for the most part, when it comes to rec, you can't rely on these computers to be able to get shot contest, whether it's like, you know, people hitting the hopbacks and just shooting in their face, and you're able to just easily get the shots to go. I would argue the only thing they're really good at, to be honest with you, is rebounding. They get a lot of fouls on shots down low. They get a lot of bad contests from perimeter to interior. They have horrible spacing. They just get in the way like crazy. So in today's vid, we're showing us playing with 2 of them against a full 5 right here. So as you can see, pretty solid overalls. I know obviously it's pretty new in the season, so seeing level 8s and 9s and 14s and 13s and stuff like that might be kind of rattling to you guys, but to be real with you, I'm like level 10 in this gameplay or something like that too, so it's not too far off. But anyway, we're just here for some fun gameplay. I wanted to show to you guys us kind of 3-manning this stuff, and I also did want to reminisce about the good old days back in 2K18 and I think 19 and stuff like that, where you could bring in 3 people into Team Pro-Am and play against whoever you might match up with in the ranked. And honestly, ranked Pro-Am would be kind of fun to play stuff like this. Really, like I do think playing with 2 CPUs could be kind of fun. However, like I said, they've made computers like abysmally bad. It's actually unbelievable. As you see, dropping right there, ended up with a bailout pass. But let's stay on topic real quick in this early part of the gameplay. I'll get to the like commentary stuff a little bit toward maybe the middle of the video, but I just want to talk about like how bad they truly have made computers. From the fact that they can't time a shot, that's probably the worst of them all. I mean, if you hit them wide open, they literally just cannot make that shot, and it's going to be an early or a late. Like, I'm talking red earlies and lates, and sometimes yellows, and then really rarely hit slightlies, but even if they do shoot a slightly, we know this game, it doesn't go in. So it's really like a 1 out of 20 thing, if you ask me, for greens to go in for CPUs. It just is so rare in this game, and it doesn't really make too much sense. As you can see, AK throw me a crazy lob, contact lob, with Silver Area Wizard right there. That was, like, ridiculous. But again, to kind of stay on track here, they play horrible defense. They can't really contest shots. As you're going to see, that one's open. I mean, albeit the dude just ended up mistiming it, but this is a pretty good example right here, just shooting in the CPU's face. It's so easy. I mean, look at how like just contested this is. It's actually unbelievable. I mean, he is right there on it. If this is a user, this is a ghost contest easy. He cannot shoot that ball. I don't know why 2K established the idea of just letting CPUs be farmable like this and be so bot mode. Like, they're just so bad at shot contesting, the shot timing. They can't create any spacing. They're just IQ in general of just sitting in the right spots is horrible. I don't know why there's not just a setting or a mode to just like be able to tell the CPUs, or just for the point guard and rec or something like that, to call a play, and it only pertains to the computers, to be able to just call like a 5 out, or like, you know, just some sort of spacing or something like that. But it doesn't happen. So either way, I mean, to be honest with you, CPUs kind of belong in the paint in this game regardless, because they can't really time a shot like I just said, and it's better if they're just there for rebounds, etc, etc. And I can overcome the spacing a little bit with my dunk meter stuff too, so the CPUs being in the paint doesn't matter quite as much to me. As long as I can get to the hoop, I just can attempt to time a dunk meter, and it's about as simple as that. It's a really big thing like that overcomes a lot of bad spacing. If you guys want to try and work on a part of your game, that dunk meter stuff will open up your life and your world in this like, you know, pro-am stuff or rec stuff, I should say, for the most part, because in pro-am there's pretty good spacing, but in the rec you can never count on spacing in any means, whether it's users or CPUs, and to have that in your game goes a long way, man. I am telling you right now. Anyway, to finalize my whole little rant here on the why don't we have ranked pro-am, you know, 3-man versus 5 anymore, I don't really understand the reason to take that out, to be real with you. I mean, there's no real negative to keeping it in, and it's just classic 2K things, to be honest with you, where they just, you know, take things out that don't need to be taken out of the game, or, you know, new additions that don't mean anything. Like some of these theater modes are so bad and horrible. They haven't listened to us for months as far as the theater modes that we actually do want between 1v1 events, like a recurring 1v1 event. I mean, to be fair, it's out there right now. I don't have a lot of time to be on it currently, and I wish I did. But either way, my whole point is I don't understand why they choose to remove that 3v5 pro-am stuff. But again, to come back to the point, I mean, it'd be kind of tough to deal with stuff like this against a full 5 comp pro-am team where you're just gonna have to throw to these CPUs, and if someone's more paying attention, then obviously you're gonna have a little bit of a problem. Now, this is what I also want to talk about too. You can see that 5 is like sitting at half court and stuff right now, right? That is one positive to these CPUs. I just made a video about that recently, about the whole people putting their controller down and stuff and not quitting the game and just getting the heck out of here, bro. It's the most annoying stuff ever, and this guy is being a detriment to their team. CPUs don't do that. They don't put their controller down. They don't stop playing the freaking game, man. So that is one other real big positive about computers over, like, you know, just randoms and stuff like that, is you can count on these people. You can, I call them people as if, like, you know, it's not just a bot, but you can count on these CPUs to just be here and like do what they're at least supposed to do. While their expectations are extremely low, you can at least you know there's at least some reliability there in terms of what they're actually going to be good at. And right there, he just gets absolutely rim run. That's kind of crazy, again, to see a CPU react like that. I think another thing 2K should do too is make them a little bit less predictable. I don't really understand why their tendencies are so 100% locked in on doing the exact same thing over and over again. If they would occasionally jump at a hop back, it would make it so people don't do it every time. Like, or at least if they did do it every time, there would be some punishment to it. But I don't really get like 2K's programming on computers in this game at all. It's really like just stupid, if you ask me. Same with, again, they get horrible contest on the interior as well as the perimeter, as we've talked about, and it leads to things like this. People get ridiculous fouls if you just run right into a computer. I've seen so many times in the rec streams where I play with like my viewers and stuff, and I'm running the 5 out, and I'll have a horrible take right into a computer's head, and it'll just, you know, be a foul or like a 4% contest or something like that. Fearless finisher going crazy as well. All that included, I understand. But I mean, still, sometimes they're big body CPUs, like I'm talking 6'9", 6'10s, maybe even a 7'3" that quit, and they're still just completely, you might as well just pretend they're not even there, to be honest, whether it's anything from perimeter and interior. But anyway, let's go ahead and just segue into the gameplay stuff a little bit. I mean, you can see, once again, he's going for that shot. Now we're shrinking the floor. We're running 3-man defense. Look at this stuff. Playing comp pro-am style stuff right here, where Tonic is going to end up trying to double team off this guy right here. Again, there's someone not playing, so it definitely allows us to do this. And shout out to that guy, because again, that's the problem with this, the users being in the game, is they sit here and don't leave the freaking game. They just sit here and, like, you know, put the controller down for a good 4 minutes and come back, because 2K somehow doesn't kick these people off the fact that they've been inactive for a good 4 minutes in a row. That stuff's crazy to me, man. They really need to fix that stuff for the sake of Rec Center. It's so stupid that this is even allowed by any means. I mean, these guys are getting trolled so hard, and if it were a regular, like, full team, it'd be even worse. Again, as you can see, that shot right there being an open on the computer. Tonic's going to get this ball and go crazy right here, though. He ends up shooting a fade, pretty contested. I'm down there for the board because bro's not playing, and he ends up getting that one to go. So by the end of this first quarter right here, you can see this team is completely, like, out of it, just demoralized. Now, I know the whole point of the video is to talk about what happens when 3 comp pro-am players get in the rec against 5, but again, this guy is just kind of being a detriment to the team. Now, he's finally back, but as you can see, not really doing much, but Tonic gets a foul. So let's talk about, like, really and this is the part of the video I don't want to talk about, because I know a lot of video, like, watchers and just viewers in general don't want to hear this BS that I'm about to say, but the gap between rec players and pro-am players is pretty significant. I think we can all agree to that, and I don't think that's anything bogus to say by any means. I just think, like, in general, it is pretty noticeable. Like, and not to mention, Rec Center creates some pretty bad habits, like the fact that shooting is pretty easy in here as well. I know I'm not doing it in this video, but it is definitely easier shooting sliders in here for sure. Not to mention, we obviously have chemistry between the 3 of us, whereas these guys, for all I know, might even just be randoms, not even knowing who each other are or anything like that. I mean, the fact that the 5 is setting his controller down and stuff kind of tells me all I need to know as far as that stuff goes. So yeah, I don't know. And bro's flopping and stuff now too. It's just, I don't know, this rec stuff be so toxic with these randoms, bro. Like, and it's not something I care about that much. I personally, like, it's kind of whatever if dudes are trolling. Like, I'd just be trying to go Superman and go crazy and that stuff. I know it's funny to hear me say when I have 4 points right now at the end of the first quarter, but I do enjoy it, trying to kind of, like, take over games. And that whole video that I dropped, the 1v4, where I was, like, playing just me with 4 CPUs on my team versus, like, 4 users or 3 users, and it was just me on this exact same pure inside center. That stuff is fun to me. But this right here, when dudes sit here and stay in the game 24/7, get out the game, bro. I would so much rather play with CPUs than this garbage right here, where dudes just set the controller down and just they aren't here. It's so bogus. It's so dumb. I hate when people do it. It's so bad to your teammates, and it makes everybody's playing experience awful. I would so much, 10 out of 10, rather play with CPUs than randoms if I could choose to. If I could just solo queue Rec with 4 CPUs on my team, that'd be so fun, to be honest. I would love that over to play with like the randoms and stuff too. But anyway, all right, so to get into some gameplay right here, because I'm actually about to start going crazy a little bit too as the center ends up coming back a little bit in this game. Tonic going crazy too. Please sub to Tonic if you have not already. This man is like one of the best players on this game, bro, and I'm really excited to see him take over. By the way, we didn't even talk about this. You guys are probably wondering what the heck build is Tonic on here. So about that, we have a new plan for him a little bit. I hate to kind of kill the 6'11 that he has so early. It's just, it doesn't exactly provide the ball handling I kind of want for Tonic to have. I want him to be able to be unleashed on that 5-out team and really be like our second best like ball handler and just, you know, obviously second best offensive player as far as the builds go and stuff. So I would really like for that to happen, and with this build we actually did make it happen. So this 6'9 is going to be our secondary ball handler pretty much in the Pro-Am, and we'll still be able to have like Nut and Zeke on the court, and they'll still be like our second or third ball handlers as well, but wanted to add a couple more offensive options. So we'll get to the lineup stuff maybe in a different time. Right now I'm not exactly sure. To be fair, we got all the time in the world right now in this video right here, because I'm just trying to show some fun gameplay, and this is more for my subscribers. It's not really like, you know, for the new viewers. If you are a new viewer though, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on notice. I really would appreciate any, you know, obviously addition to the viewer base we can get here, but I am just assuming most people that are left in this video are probably just, you know, the people who watch my vids pretty consistently. So let's talk about that 5-out team. This build that Tonic is on is going to be a really great addition to that. It's going to have pretty good prim D. It's kind of similar to my 5-out build. It's just, it has more 3-pointer and a little bit less finishing in general. Not anything too horrible when it comes to the finishing. It's still pretty solid, but it's like 75 pass act, 87 ball handle, 75 speed of ball, the classic stuff. It's going to have 92 3-pointer. It's got pretty solid defense, like I said, and the plan as far as the lineup goes would be that he will be on the wing with me. Shout out to that dunk right there. That dude just went crazy. But he'll be on the wing with me, and I'll be like at the point, Tonic on one wing, and then our other ball handler on another wing. And then I'm thinking there are 2 modules of lineup we can do here. It's either going to be double bigs in the corner. I'm talking like Joey and Denton. So we got 2 like super tall bigs going corner and corner, and we just play without a lock. And it ends up being like kind of me and Tonic playing ball with 2 mediocre defenders, but we're spamming rotations, aka that Transformers defense that you guys may have seen from a couple videos ago, or just in general to dumb it down, a 3-2 zone spam pretty much. And then on top of that too, we could go with a lineup where we still have Spill or another like kind of pure lock, like, you know, power forward on the back end, and then eventually probably just run more like a 1 center, 1 lock, and then 3 ball handlers lineup essentially, where it's either gonna be me, Tonic, or Nut guarding corner, and then the other 2 guard wing, and then Spill would be on the back end with Joey in another corner to be our dropper. So I think really this Tonic build is going to go crazy for the sake of playing that Team Pro-Am stuff, and I'm looking forward to it, man. I think this build is really going to be a game changer, and this is what we've been missing as far as like crazy offensive contribution that's just going to really add to our team. But real quick, to segue back to the video now, as you can see, 22 for 28, 11 for 16. I mean, this is like crazy stuff right here. We're out rebounding them 12 to 2. Obviously, Tonic's going insane, 10 for 11 total, AK 5 for 9 with a couple assists as well. And I'm gonna be real with you, bro. Tonic's playstyle absolutely is built for this rec stuff. This man is an absolute rec lord. He's probably the best rec player you'll ever see in this game, period. I mean, the dude's such a savvy shot creator. He's got all types of tricks in his bag, and it's just like really crazy when it comes to this like kind of freelance 5-out, like, or not even 5-out, but just freelance offensive sets that you just need a bucket getter, and he is a bucket getter for sure. I mean, this man has so many different ways to get buckets in his bag. For me, I'm a pretty like one-trick pony. Obviously, I'm a dunk meter. I would like to think I'm the best player with a dunk meter in this game, but that's about as far as my skills go. I think I'm getting pretty good with the play calling stuff too, and I'm a mediocre, decent shooter. I don't do anything crazy like obviously doing post fades, post hops, you know, hop jumpers, fades, stuff like that, like super crazy amounts, but I can still shoot wide open. That's about all I need to do for my style. And I think that's the thing too. Me, AK, and Tonic have such contrasting styles, and it's really cool to see in this rec stuff together because AK style is pure outside oriented. Obviously, he is not much of a driver or like a dunker in general. Doesn't really use his dunk meter at all, but he's really good with the dribbling, and he's really good with the shooting and stuff like that as well, with the multiple different like just dominant like, you know, fades and stuff like that, and the 3-point threat from deep. Tonic though, very balanced player. He's got everything in his bag, from dunk meters to shooting from deep, the post fades, post hops. It literally can do everything in this game. I gotta say, I really am loving like going the duo mode with Tonic lately, whether it's just 5-out duo or, you know, just playing the big man duo in our main team. Well, I think we really definitely like play off each other really well too, where our builds kind of complement each other in the ways that I don't really play. He supports like the opposite. The ways that I do play, he kind of like plays opposite of that as well. So it works really good. Like the fact that he's an outside big man on our main team and I'm an undersized inside, it works perfectly in unison between the two of them. Anyway, as you can see, that dude going with a horrible take. I end up getting a foul. My interior D is a little bit low right now. It's one of the last things I'm saving with my build. So I assume that when I have more interior defense, I'm going to not get called for fouls like that quite as much. It doesn't even happen that often. That one was so bogus though. I hit the vertical contest and all, like purposely trying to just like go vertical with it and not end up getting a foul, but it still did. As you can see, they're trying to shoot over AK right there. Let's make this example, bro, of this CPU stuff, because this is ridiculous. AK has like 35 prim D right now on this build, and he doesn't even get a hand up on that until it's like kind of late. And this one ends up being, as you can see, an 8% contest from a 6'1 PG with like 30-something prim D, versus that CPU getting like opens constantly as the dude's like in his face, way better contests than AK would ever get. And you know, it's funny, I was gonna say potentially challenger, but who knows what they give these guys? We don't really know what they give them for badges at all when it comes to true AI players. I mean, they're 85 overalls. That's already stupid in the first place too. I don't know if what universe 2K lives in, where they think these CPUs will just light people up if they're 99 overalls or something like that, or 95s, or can at least time a semi-open jump shot, at least shoot at like a 40% three-point rate or something, not a 5 or like an 8%. That stuff is ridiculous, bro. That needs to be talked about way more, to be honest with you. But I don't know what world they live in where they think these dudes like are just dominant, like pure lockdown defenders that just stop people from getting open, or like can do everything as far as like defense versus offense goes. I just don't really understand their thought process with that. But anyway, this is about as far as we're going to show. I will fast forward in the second part of this gameplay where I show what happened in the second half, but as you can see, this is where they ended up quitting out. They made it through the whole half, though. 7 for 17, 2 for 8 from 3, 9 TOs. This guy hardly even playing at all, finally left. I don't know why you got to wait until the end of the game to leave your team when you could have just done it like halfway through the first quarter or something like that if you're already dead set on not even being here. But anyway, 14, 11, and 6 from me. We got Tonic with 33 points on 1 missed shot. No turnovers from any of the 3 of us with 2 CPUs on the team. And then AK with 15 and 6. What a fire game. And let's go to the end of the game real quick. All right, so as you can see, like a lot of this is pretty, you know, not important to show because it was just clearly like 3 CPUs on the team, and Mr. Ben Faden right here. What a fire name too. It's like looking like a first and last name, but it's Ben Faden, like as far as like 2K lingo goes, like fading threes obviously. But 5 for 24 from my man right here, 15 TOs. We end up with 48 of 65. Tonic with 8 for 11 from 3, combining with AK for 48 and 37, and then I had 30 and 21 as well with 7 assists, 3 blocks, 2 steals. CPU is going crazy too, by the way. I ended up naming this guy Kevin. He kind of looked like KD, and he wore number 7, so I just called him Kevin, and bro was going crazy. 11 rebounds. This 3 had 7 assists with 6 boards. I don't know what the heck was going on. These were some fire CPUs, but as you can see, not really shooting any threes, not really taking any shots, just playing scrappy role player stuff, and that works when you have 3 people who can kind of create their own shots. Obviously, for me, it's a little different with the dunk metering and stuff like that, but I can overcome the spacing a tad bit, and these 2 can definitely create their shots even with horrible spacing as well. And then I'm here to crash board even if they do create their shot with horrible spacing and it just ends up being contested. So it's a pretty good little trio right here for rec randoms. I don't think AK has any interest in doing stuff like this though. He is just here to grind his build out. Me and Tonic have a lot of fun playing this like little two-man rec lineup though. We were in here doing it before AK hopped in with Spill as well. But anyway, that is all for the video. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new to noties, all that good stuff. And like always, try to 2,000 likes. If you made it to the end of the video, put Tonic or put shots in the comments. So it supports me all the way through. Shout out to these 2, whether it's the main team or the second team that I'm playing with on either of them, with AK actually filling in with the lock spot every now and then, and me and Tonic running the duo, or just in general our comp team. I'm having a lot of fun with this Pro-Am stuff, and I just think in general 5s, like period, is really fun. Even this rec center stuff really is, man. Like it just has to be in the right setting as well. But anyway, that's all for the video. I hope y'all enjoyed. Done that. Take it easy, man. Peace.